Welcome to the first episode of Beyond the Fence. Today we're going to be chatting with Rohini Rajagopal about herself and her writing journey. Let's go. Hi Rohini, thank you for having us over.
Thank you, Irene.
Yes, so we'd like to just get to know you a bit. So why don't you tell us about yourself?
I'm from Kerala and I came to Bangalore about 18 years ago. And then I was doing a variety of things, mostly stuff related to content. That's when infertility stopped me in my tracks. And I struggled with it for almost 5 years. So when I eventually gave birth to my son, I felt I had to tell my story. And that's when I quit my job and I decided to write that full time, which eventually led to my book and to finding sort of writing as a calling.
Can you tell us a bit about your relationship with writing from as early as you remember?
As far as I can remember, I never aspired to be a writer. I was always a reader. And I just didn't think that I had the talent or the ability to be a writer, so it was never even an aspiration in my mind. It was only when infertility happened and I felt this overriding urge to tell my story. There was nothing else that I could do. I can't sing, I can't dance, I can't make films. So writing seemed to be the only thing, the only tool for self-expression. So it was a very slow process to even realize that I could write and that it could reach people outside my own family. So that has been my relationship with writing.
Why don't you tell us a bit about how you first came to the city and your experiences as a Bangalorean?
Okay, so I came to Bangalore from Hyderabad. To be very honest, it was not love at first sight. With Bangalore, it's been a slow process. But I would say that now there are certain pockets of Bangalore that I have absolutely grown to love. Kabban Park on a Sunday morning. Then I love the tree canopies of Jayanagar. When I'm in Jayanagar, I'm only looking at the sky. I love going to Chinnaswamy Stadium for the IPL season. It's such a rousing feeling. I love winters in Bangalore. I love the crispness, the very chilly mornings. So it's been a slow process of finding corners of the city that resonate with me, that I can relate to, and identifying myself as someone who belongs to the city.
That's actually very interesting because I used to stay in Mumbai for the past 2 years and I shifted recently, and I think I also felt like a bit closed off from the city because in Mumbai people are so welcoming and you go out, people just want to talk to you and socialize, and here I felt like everyone was stuck to their groups. Initially, that's how I felt at least, but once I moved to Malhar, that changed. So has moving to Malhar changed the rhythm of your life, and does like a close-knit set of neighbors affect how you see life and your writing?
Right. I'd already spent a significant amount of time in Bangalore before we moved to Malhar. And I'm someone who likes crowded spaces and the chaos of a city and the noise. So actually, even though this was our dream home and our dream community, and we were really looking forward to moving here, when we first came here, we were, I think, family number 15 to move into the community. So all this vast space and just a few homes that were occupied. So initially it was a bit unnerving. So initially, even though I was overwhelmed by the beauty of the place, it did feel a bit isolated. But the reason I moved here is because I was pregnant when I moved here, and I wanted this kind of space and this kind of atmosphere to raise a child. So that was my dream. And I think Malhar has more than fulfilled its promise. Every day I fall in love with the community all over again, right? You can't get over the natural beauty of this place.
So looking at the book as a personal message from you to your readers, what would you say is the core message that you would like to share with them?
So the reason I started writing the book is because I felt completely invisible when I was going through infertility. There was hardly any recognition of it inside the family or even society at large. So that book was a way of being seen, of being validated and recognized for something that was a fairly harrowing experience. So if at all there is a core message that I want to communicate through this book, it is that you are not alone. And infertility is a very common problem. There's too much taboo and stigma connected with anything to do with women's reproductive health. So there's very little conversation around it, either in private or in public. And I hope they'll be able to take away some kind of comfort, some solace, maybe some hope from this narrative.
So I've heard of this thing called writer's block. While writing, did you also have these problems? Has focus been difficult? Or what advice would you give to people who face similar problems?
So when I started writing, like I said, there was this overwhelming desire to tell my story. So at that point, I did not really face the writer's block, it just flowed. I think one thing that helped me in terms of my daily routine is that I used to drop my son in the kindergarten, and then I had only a 2-hour window to come back and write and then go back and pick him up again. So I think having that kind of very focused time which forces you to concentrate, that really helped me at that time.
Which writers have served as an inspiration, or who do you find yourself turning to when you face a bad day?
So I grew up reading Indian writing in English, and all the usual suspects, Arundhati Roy, Salman Rushdie, Amitav Ghosh, these are all my all-time favorites. Mostly I read narrative non-fiction. So there is no specific writer or a specific book that I go to for that inspiration. It could even be a newspaper article or a post on Instagram. But the minute I read something that really connects with me, I'm instantly inspired, and then I want to go back and create something similar. So that's been my strategy.
It was lovely talking to you. Once again, thank you for having us over.
Likewise, it was lovely chatting with you.